Celtic Speed Scottish Mini Cooper Cup 2011.
Welcome to Knockhill Racing Circuit for the Celtic Speed Scottish Mini Cooper Cup. Now, for the top four in this championship, it is all to play for. You've got Tim Slay, David Slay, Vic Covey and Chris Smiley, and they are all very, very close in the points, so it's a really important round for these guys. Let's see how they get on.
David Slay leads from Vic Covey, Tim Slay in third place and Chris Smiley in fourth. Fifth is Adam Leach. And a little way behind, Steve Brewster in sixth position. In the newcomers, Tim Slay well clear there of Adam Leach. Kyle Reid third. Murray Muir fourth, ahead of Mikey Falconer. Then Steve Clark in sixth position. The Ladies' Cup as competitive as ever. Fiona Wallace leads there from Emma Bruce. Elaine Marshall third. Steph McMurdo in fourth. Then Louise Flitton, who's back with us today. And Gemma Dreelan in sixth place. Wet conditions greeting us at Knockhill today. It's been a very dry season so far, but wet or dry, Vic Covey, the man who tends to get pole position, he's there again. Chris Smiley alongside. Row 2, Hamish Brandon and David Slay. Tim Slay and Tom Denham, a great performance from Tom on the outside of row 3. Then it's Adam Leach and Kyle Reid, Steve Brewster and Kenny McLeod on row 5, James Bruce and Murray Muir on row 6. On the 7th row of the grid, it's pole in the ladies for Louise Flitton, then Elaine Marshall, followed by Emma Bruce and Fiona Wallace. Mikey Falconer 17th, with Steph McMurdo next to him in 18th position. Adrian Hamilton 19th, ahead of Nicky Dixon, and Guy Johnston completing the grid. 21 car field, and this race meeting just a week after the previous round, which was supporting the British Touring Car Championship here at Knockhill, when the cars had a very, very wet qualifying session. A superb race on the Saturday afternoon, which went the way of David Slay, and the televised race, which was won by Chris Smiley. And the championship still between those four drivers we mentioned at the top of the show, and plenty of other battling going on, of course, amongst the drivers, getting more and more familiar with the cars. Getting ready for the start then of the latest round, and away they go. Great start from Chris Smiley, the outside of the front row. Chris Smiley gets away well. Poleman Vic Covey doesn't get it off the line too well. There's a little bit of door handling going on there. Oh, major problem. Now, what caused that? We've got two cars into the barrier. Steve Brewster, the yellow car. Tom Denham from a very good grid position in white. He is going to be gutted about that. Now, I think it started with Kenny McLeod. Yeah, just look to the right of the yellow Mini. That's Kenny McLeod in the white 6. He's coming across the track from his outside grid position. Tags into Steve Brewster's car. Brewster, in turn, goes into Tom Denham. They both pirouette round. That could have involved a lot more cars, but those two are off and out of the race. I think Kenny McLeod managed to get through relatively unscathed. Here's the view from James Bruce, 11th position on the grid. If you look, there's Kenny McLeod in front, just tags into Brewster's car, Brewster into Denham, Denham in and Brewster into the wall. That surely's got to be a safety car where they are. Chris Smiley's got away first from Vic Covey Jr., David Slay in third position. Very wet conditions, as you can see. One of the first wet races that we had. We've got Tim Slay in fourth place, then it's Hamish Brandon, followed by Murray Muir in the 10 car. So Murray Muir running well at the moment, and there's confirmation for you, as we expected, the safety cars. We look at Adrian Hamilton, car number 5. Good to see him out in the championship, and the grid numbers absolutely superb. This is a very well supported championship, and I can't tell you how well received they were on the British Touring Car meeting. Getting in front of a lot of new fans, and I suspect if it hadn't been for the weather today, we'd have had a great deal of those fans coming to watch this racing, and I dare say probably inquiring about how they could get on the grid. And it is very, very easy to get on the grid here. So the cars are coming up to complete the first lap, and let's have a look. The rescue hasn't started yet, and you can understand why. That's going to be, at the very least, a low loader to get the cars away from there, and the cars do need to be moved away from there, because we've seen in the wet conditions how easy it is with perhaps a little bit of contact sending the cars into the tyre barrier. So that will have to be sorted out. Now, championship wise, we've got David Slay on 219 points, as we mentioned. 22 points clear at the moment of Vic Covey Jr. Turning point has to have been that meeting at Kyrgyzstan, which was a few rounds ago now, and we've only got now 6 races left in the championship. We've got the meeting in October as well as this one, so David Slay in the driving seat, so to speak, in terms of the championship. Vic Covey, of course, won't give up without a fight, and law of averages says that drivers sometimes do get the odd bad meeting, and that may well happen to David Slay. Tim Slay in 3rd position, Chris Smiley in 4th, and well, as you can see from the graphic, the officials deciding to red flag the race rather than keep the drivers going around aimlessly, we could say, at the safety car speed around about 55 miles an hour around the circuit, deciding to stop it, and we'll have a restart. It looked like Elaine Marshall came out of that one too well. Elaine was 2nd in qualifying in the Ladies' Cup. Louise Flitton on ladies' pole from Elaine, then Emma Bruce, and then championship leader Fiona Wallace down in 4th in class in qualifying, as we look at Steve Brewster's car going on to the low loader, and the Marshall's doing sterling work. We'll be able to get a restart underway shortly. Being told that the restart's going to be over 6 laps, which is good news. I don't think Tom Denham's car, the news we're getting is that Tom Denham's car's not going to be repairable. Which is disappointing, but we're hoping that Steve Brewster's car is going to be out in race 2, so we look forward to seeing Stephen back out on circuit, and hopefully see Tom Denham at our last meeting of the year in October, when he'll be looking to try and improve on 6th place qualifying. And if he comes back next year, he's going to be one of the front runners with a qualifying performance like that. This is only, I think, his 3rd race meeting. Superb performance from him. So Guy Johnston at the back of the field. The car's coming into line ready for the restart of the first race of our meeting here. Hopefully things are going to dry up a little bit later on in the day, but pretty much a dry season so far. Here's Murray Muir in the number 10 car, had a reasonably good start. James Bruce on his inside in the, I suppose what you describe as the Gulf colours, the pale blue with the orange stripes on. And then down behind him, the 2 front lady runners, Louise Flitton and Elaine Marshall, who's had a good season so far. Elaine, her dad Robert taking a couple of class wins also at the touring car meeting. The Classics guested there as well. So a slightly reduced field. We've got lost 3 runners, but still a very healthy field in the Celtic Speed Scottish Mini Cooper Cup, getting ready to go once again. And it's a second bite of the cherry for Vic Covey Jr. from pole position. Wonder how well he's going to get away. Under the Beesons Bridge they go for the second time of asking. Chris Smiley does well once again, cutting across in 3rd position. From 4th on the grid is David Slay, ahead of Hamish Brandon. There's James Bruce in the mix. Kenny McLeod gets away cleanly this time, ahead of the 23 car of James Bruce. Murray Muir in behind him. Then it's the leading lady. Overtaking Louise Flitton is Elaine Marshall. Great start from Elaine, who was trailing around the back of the field on the first start. But everyone has got away very cleanly indeed. Tim Slay back in 5th position this time, behind Hamish Brandon, who's had a better start. So Hamish is going to be pleased about that. We've got Adam Leach there as well in the mix, chasing Kyle Reid in car number 20. Kyle, one of the finds of this year for sure. And down through Hislops they come, in towards the hairpin for the first time, and it's Chris Smiley. 5 race wins to his credit so far this year. 5 also for David Slay, 4 for Vic Covey Jr. And I suspect those figures are certainly going to alter, aren't they, over the course of this race, as we look at Tim Slay, 5th position, with the fabled Slay Ride now coming up the hill, chasing through the spray and following Hamish Brandon at the moment. The Panda car under the Beetsons Bridge, holding sway in 4th position. I think Hamish was pleased with that qualifying position and really pleased to find himself up with the Fab Four, if we can call them that, in the championship. And Tim taking a very wide line there. He's going to try and get a bit more momentum down through Butchers and up into the chicane. Vic Covey still chasing in second position. Race leader Chris Smiley, the man from Northern Ireland. Very wide moment there for Tim Slay, but gathers it all up, still in fifth position. And Hamish Brandon putting David Slay under pressure at the moment. This is super stuff from Hamish Brandon, the man from Hoyk who's chasing David Slay, the championship leader. This is going to be a major fillip for him. And I wonder if it's the wet conditions that are helping out here. That it's a change to what we've been used to this year. And Hamish running well in the Panda car. Tim Slay back in fifth place at the moment. All the drivers pretty much taking a textbook line around the hairpin and then the climb up the hill. And Chris Smiley continues on his way, starting to build a little bit of a lead over Vic Covey Jr., who once again proved to be the absolute master of qualifying. Qualifying pole positions this year being shared by Covey and David Slay. Slay taking rounds 2 and 3 of the championship, and all the other rounds pole positions having been taken by Covey, who is the most successful driver in the championship as well. Championship's history, he's been in it for a long time.
With so much racing going on in the world, you'd have to be a four-headed monster to keep up with it all. Luckily, we have that. Join Peter Keane, Bill Wood, Errol Tucker, and their guest driver analyst each week for an opinionated look at the news coming out of the racing world. Remember, it's GoRacingTV.com for all your racing and video needs.
Hamish, I think, dropping away from David Slay and perhaps now falling into the clutches of the younger Slay brother Tim. There he is in the white car, challenging in the background for fourth position. So Hamish goes a little bit defensive coming into the hairpin. Tim Slay decides to take a wider line again, and the thought here from Tim Slay is, of course, that if you take the wider line, the proper racing line, he's going to carry more momentum. Now that momentum may well come into play as he heads down towards Scotsman Corner. We've got to do Duffers Dip first. Let's have a look and see how this one pans out. First 3 through and first 4 and 5 go through. Doesn't look like we've got the makings of a challenge there. James Bruce well ahead of Murray Muir at the moment. And we look back down to the back of the field. Kenny McLeod and company at the back of the field. Steph McMurdo in there as well. Here's the battle on Louise Flitton in 18. The 5 car of Adrian Hamilton nips up the inside and passes Fiona Wallace in 17. Fiona, the 17 car there, just right of shot as we look going into Scotsman, the leading lady, as it were, in the terms of the championship. I know she's hoping to try and set up the title this year, but we're back on board with Tim Slay challenging for fourth place. Now this momentum seems to be paying. It's the run down towards the hairpin, and he's got the line. This is going to be a pass for Tim Slay. Slay up into fourth position, side by side with Brandon. Two good clean racers, these two, and it was a fine manoeuvre there by Tim Slay, who's been working at the extra speed. You can see that was really coming a couple of laps ago, and the dividend of that is that he gets up into fourth position now behind his brother David Slay. He's some way down now. Hamish Brandon's not finished though, and Hamish not quite tailgating him, but you can see not losing too much ground. And again, he'll be buoyed by fourth position on the grid, and he'll be buoyed by the fact that he held fourth position through those opening laps. Oh, the big sideways moment behind him for Kyle Reid. So Kyle Reid will collect it all up. That's sixth position. Now, did he lose quite a bit of ground there or not? No, he didn't. He's still hanging on to it. That is cracking stuff from Kyle Reid, who's chucking the car about, and that's going to allow Adam Leach to come up and have a little nibble at him. Let's look back at those. It's still Chris Smiley leading, Vic Covey Jr. in second. Big gap between these two and David Slay. Might say the form book is going the way of Chris Smiley at the moment. It was a very popular win in front of a huge crowd here in the last round, and he's building on that one, and he's coming up now onto the last lap. Vic Covey Jr. not too far behind though, and it's going to be difficult to pass in these conditions. So it's Smiley, Covey Jr. in second position, then back to David Slade, Tim Slade in fourth place, then Hamish Brandon, Kyle Reid still there in sixth place, but with the attention of Adam Leach behind him. But it's a real battle for the lead as they go down, splashing through the puddles into Scotsman Corner. Waved yellow flags there. I think possibly we've got someone off. We'll try and identify who that is for you. It might be Emma Bruce who's disappeared from the lap charts, but on this truncated 6-lap race it's Chris Smiley who's heading potentially here for win number 6 of the year. Vic Covey a little bit too far back at the moment as they come up into Carloom Corner. Covey 3 or 4 lengths back, and I don't think he's going to make this one stick, or make a challenge for the lead stick here. The Slade brothers are closing up, so Tim Slade closing up on David for third position. I don't think he's in a position to challenge as well, but let's watch. Covey just comes offline momentarily. The old fox there just having a little bit of a worrying moment for Chris Smiley. Smiley will look at his mirrors and know he's got the gap to hang on to it. They're both inch perfect on the exit of the chicane, climbing up the hill, and it's the 5th win of the season for Chris Smiley from second on the grid. A win for Smiley. Covey is there as well, not too far behind in second position. David Slade third, Tim Slade in fourth position, then Hamish Brandon. Here's the battle for fifth, and it's Kyle Reid. Kyle Reid almost being bump drafted by Adam Leach. They weren't touching, but it was close between those two. James Bruce comes across the line in 8th, then it's Murray Muir. And Ladies Cup winner Elaine Marshall takes the win in the ladies. Then Guy Johnston from last on the grid up into 11th place. A great drive by Guy. Then it's Mikey Falconer, lights on, crosses the line now. Mikey in 12th position. Then Louise Flitton, good comeback for her. Adrian Hamilton's 14th, then Fiona Wallace, followed by Adrian Hamilton, and we'll get confirmation of the result. At the sharp end it was Chris Smiley from Vic Covey, David Slade, Tim Slade 4th, Hamish Brandon 5th and Kyle Reid 6th. 7th place Adam Leach with James Bruce in 8th place from Murray Muir. Ladies winner, again confirmation, was Elaine Marshall. Guy Johnston 11th from Mikey Falconer, then it was Louise Flitton, Adrian Hamilton, Fiona Wallace, Kenny McLeod and Steph McMurdo, and fastest lap to Vic Covey Jr.
David, congratulations on third place there. Looking pretty good for the championship.
Yeah, quite good, but obviously a wee bit disappointing when you drop off the people in the front of you a bit there. These guys have obviously got a bit more performance than I'm finding out there. Whether they've got a better setup and whether these guys are driving the cars harder, I'm not too sure at the moment, but it's a wee bit frustrating to be dropping a bit like that. But last lap there, I just thought, well, I'm not going to lose third, I'm not going to get better than third here. Right? Just keep going, get the points and be sensible about it.
And is it just the conditions that you don't like personally, or is it a problem with the car?
I don't know, but you know, racing the Fiestas and that, I had no problem at all in the wet, and they're just kind of maybe not getting the best out of this quite yet, you know. I did a bit of wet practice, and you know, I thought I was considerably putting my pace up, you know, but I've obviously got a wee bit more speed to find, and you know, I'm not afraid. I'm just kind of playing a bit canny here.
Well, you've got to think of the championship, don't you?
I do, yeah. That's the kind of main thing to focus on. So yeah, let's do that. But I want to win races in this weather as well. So let's see if we can build on that for next time.
Well, good luck for later today.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. Now moving on to Chris. Congratulations on a win there.
Oh, aye, well, good qualifying this morning. Got a nice second place, and thankfully we had a good start off the line there, and we just got a bit of a gap at the start, and it just took Vic the whole race to sort of try and peg us back again. We didn't make any mistakes. The car was handling nicely, so we made a bit of impression at the start and we got away, so that's how we won a race.
Well, Vic was putting a lot of pressure on you though towards the end there.
He was, but I just kept my head, and he run wide in a few corners, and he ran to the curves, and he lost a lot of drive, and I just was able to sort of keep my place, and I just thankfully won it.
Well, congratulations on yet another win. They're all coming thick and fast now for you.
I know that was about time I had a bit of good luck this year, because we've had enough nonsense, but anyway, at least a bit of a result for us anyway.
Good luck later. Thank you very much. And moving on to Vic in second place. And you got confused there. Congratulations. You were really putting the pressure on for Chris there.
Yeah, I was, but we're teammates. Both got points down. There was no point in having each other off. I decided I might have a go at McIntyre's in the last lap as I ducked out the spray.
Yeah, the yellow flags.
Greeted by a yellow flag. I'm not doing that again after getting points on my licence a couple of weeks ago. So no, ducked back in. But at that point, I thought I'll just take second, take the points. I don't know, I might have taken fastest lap. Looked like I was sort of catching on Chris and dropping the guys behind. So be a good points haul on David. It's probably too little too late, but a cracking weekend all in.
Well, you're certainly, the two of you are way off ahead from everybody else there. I take it you're really comfortable with your car setup and everything in these conditions.
All credit to Scott and Ali at Minimax Motorsport. The cars, both of them, you could see the way they were driving are just phenomenal. There was a lot of to and fro as to what setup we were going to put on the car. And as usual, I just said to them, you guys look after it, I'll drive it, because they know what they're talking about. So no, a cracking job by them. The cars were brilliant. I'd argue mine was probably quicker than Chris's, just wasn't to be today.
Well, it still could be.
Well, it's still a long day to go, but no, it was good fun.
Congratulations and good luck later.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Hamish, it's only a matter of time, isn't it, until you're up on this podium, because it's going better and better and better. It's just a wee bit of bad luck now and again, isn't it?
Yeah, I hope you're right, to be honest. I'm trying so hard at the minute. I think that maybe makes it a bit worse, but I really felt I was close at the touring car meeting, really close. And that race there, just David and Tim have got so much experience, and it was actually really, really good to, when I got behind Tim, just to follow him and see how he went, and it was interesting. So I think I'm learning racecraft all the time, which I think is really what I need to learn now. So hopefully we'll be okay in this race.
Well, good luck. We're desperate to see you on the podium sooner rather than later.
I've had so many well wishes and texts after the last weekend, and it's really nice to see that. And it's great in the paddock, everybody's saying, it'd be great to see you get on the podium, so fingers crossed, we'll get there.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, tell me, this doesn't look like your car.
No, yeah, I had a bit of an accident in the first race after coming off the line. I just got tagged a wee bit. I got a good start and I got tagged in the back left, and I came across and clipped Tom Denham, and we both piled into the tyres together. It was just one of these things, but it was a bit of a shame. I was pretty gutted. Oh well. So Daniel Dreeland's been good enough to lend me his car for the next 2 races, so I'll be out.
Well, that's good to hear. After last weekend as well, you were doing non-championship after last weekend. That went very well for you.
I know, and coming back, I thought, I'm having a good weekend, hoping, but no luck. So
must have been great for your confidence, though.
Yeah, it was. It was good. It was a great result, and I was really happy. It was a good weekend to do as well with the touring cars there. So. Good fun.
Well, good luck today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers. Now, I'm here with Nikki Dixon, who's new to this championship. Now, I know, Nikki, you raced last weekend at a non-championship round here, but how are you finding it today?
Was going okay until, unfortunately, I got involved in an accident on going down through Duffus, and I came off worse for wear.
Yeah, your car's looking a wee bit second-hand there.
Yeah, a little bit second-hand, but I must thank all the guys that have helped to manage to get a second-hand drive shaft, a new bottom arm, a new water pump, and a few people to help, and thanks to my mechanic we've managed to get it built back up and back out, so just have to try and work our way through the field now.
Well, I wish you better luck in this race.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Welcome back to Knockhill and the second race of our penultimate meeting of the year. Chris Smiley on pole with Vic Covey Jr. alongside. Second row, David Slay and Tim Slay with Hamish Brandon and Kyle Reid completing the third row. Fourth row of the grid, Adam Leach, James Bruce is next to him, then it's Murray Muir and ladies pole sitter Elaine Marshall. Guy Johnston and Mikey Falconer completing the sixth row of the grid. On to row 7, Louise Flitton and Adrian Hamilton, then it's Fiona Wallace and Kenny McLeod, Steph McMurdo and retiree in the first race, Emma Bruce on row 9. And the 10th row of the grid, Steve Brewster with Nikki Dixon. There is a position for Tom Denham, but after the damage in race 1, Tom sadly unable to make the start. So it's Nikki Dixon who also didn't start make the restart of the first race, who's there in the red car at the back of the field. And Nicky will be seeing what he can do in this one, but up front it's Chris Smiley once again at the front. Pole position for him, Vic Covey Jr. alongside, so we're going to see a 7th win of the season.
The club, an amateur racer. Here at GoRacingTV, we salute you. And we want to give you all the tools and info to compete with the best. Find out how to do it all from your own garage by watching our Club Racer and Autocrosser shows. GoRacingTV.com, supplying all your video racing needs.
Cracking start from him again, Vic Covey Jinx across. We're looking back at Covey. We've got Tim Slay, who's performed his brother off the line. So Tim Slay up into third place. Is he going up into second? Side by side with Vic Covey. We can't see him at the moment. It looks like Tim Slay has gone into second position. Hot in pursuit of Chris Smiley out front. Now there's confirmation of it. Smiley leads, Tim Slay second. Vic Covey now from pole position back to third. Pole position in the first race, I should say. Through the chicane they go, out of John R. Weir for the first time. And Chris Smiley looking to try and make it a hat-trick of wins. 3 wins on the bounce for him. We haven't seen too much of that this year as we go back down the order. Adrian Hamilton dicing with Kenny McLeod, who's going to be hoping to try and make up some ground here. But it's Smiley leading from Tim Slay in second position. Vic Covey Jr. is third. And we've got Kyle Reid now ahead of Hamish Brandon. So Brandon from 5th position on the grid, now down to 6th in the race. And as you can see, conditions considerably drier than they were in the first race of the day. Up across the line to complete the first lap under the Beatson's Bridge, and Chris Smiley coming under pressure from Tim Slay, who looks a lot happier in the dry conditions, coming down through Duffers Dip. Slay is all over the back there, a little bit of water still standing on the circuit there, and that might catch a few people out, but Slay goes wide. Slay nearly goes on the dirt. That's great news for Chris Smiley, who will have had a quick look in his mirrors and seen that mistake at the moment from Tim Slay, and he's dropped back now 4-5 lengths possibly up to Carloon Corner. Smiley still leading. Turns in, very neat apex from both drivers. Smiley goes a little bit wide there as well. We get some spray being kicked up into our face there. Tim very calmly puts the wipers on, clears the muck. He's going to look in his mirrors because also that mistake means that Vic Covey Jr. is breathing down his exhaust pipe as well. And he'll see the Corcut logo on the front of the 7th car looming in his mirror and putting him under big pressure. Covey, as we know, not a great starter, but he is a superb racer, and let's see what he can do from 3rd place. Now Hamish Brandon coming under pressure. No, he isn't, but Brandon's putting the pressure on. He's trying to get 5th position back behind this battle. That's Murray Muir that he's it's Kyle Reid that he's dicing with. So we'll see how that one pans out. Splashing through the puddles again. It's a 3-way scrap for lead position with championship leader David Slay back in 4th. This is going to be good news for the overall championship standings, and it's going to close things up somewhat, I think, with David Slay having scored a 3rd in the first race, been beaten by Vic Covey. So Covey chipping away at that championship lead, which is exactly what he needs to do, doing everything he can. But out front, Chris Smiley built ragged stuff there from Tim Slay as they exit Carloon Corner, but he keeps it all going in the right direction, which is absolutely superb stuff from him. Through goes Elaine Marshall. You can just see going out a shot there, leading the ladies' competition once again. But Chris Smiley out front, not an easy man to face. This is the onboard view from, as you can see, Vic Covey Jr., 2nd in the championship. And cool, calm and collected day at the office for Vic. When you see the cars on the circuit, they look a lot more spectacular than Vic's very smooth driving style. Very much aware of what's going on. Very neat turn in here as he comes down into Scotsman Corner. Wide line, takes the apex. Great shot there, but it's a 4-way scrap, and the reason he's looking in his mirrors is that he's got David Slay right behind him. Smiley gets a little bit of respite from Tim Slay for the battle for lead position. We've got a length or so between those. Then it's Vic Covey in 3rd place, David Slay in 4th. These 4, the Fab 4, getting away from the rest of the field once again. Wide moment there for Covey. Now is Covey going to lose 3rd position here? David Slay's on a bit of a mission. Sleigh Ride Mark 2 here, you could say, this weekend. Now Covey's got the inside line covered as they come down into the tri-oval section. Very much covered. Very tight line from Covey there. That potentially could compromise his exit speed. They make the climb up through the hairpin. Now the further climb up over the grid lines, past the line. And look at that, there's a little wave at each other there. These two drivers, well, respect each other very greatly indeed. They know how to race against each other. They do it on the same circuit, meeting in, meeting out. And some good, clean, fair racing to be had here in the Celtic Speed Scottish Mini Cooper Cup. We're seeing it once again here, but what can David Slay do? Oh, he's almost into the boot there of Vic Covey's car, but Covey still there in 3rd position, cracking scrap on up front. We're just going to go and have a look back. The car number 10, Murray Muir, is there now chasing James Bruce. There's James Bruce, good to see him out in the 23 machine and running well, chasing down Hamish Brandon. Kyle Reid is ahead of him in 5th position. So scrap for 7th. Murray Muir in 8th place at the moment, then Adam Leach, followed by Guy Johnston, who did such a cracking job in race 1 after problems in qualifying and overtook half the field, which was a brilliant job for him. Guy in the 24 car. Murray Muir running well though at the moment and trying to put a little bit of pressure on James Bruce. Meanwhile, back at the front, it's the three-way scrap for lead position. What's happened to Chris Smiley? Tim Slay's got his nose in front, but Vic Covey Jr. is popping the 7 car down the inside. This is hectic stuff. Slay did he get a tap there from Covey? He's all over the grass. He's going to try and get the brakes on. That would have been a very, very nasty moment. Now, did that start from contact? Whatever it was, Vic Covey Jr.'s gone through. Now, the man with damage is Chris Smiley, down in 2nd position. Bodywork flies off Smiley's car, and Tim Slay finds himself down in 4th. That was very physical racing from the minis, and up the inside of Smiley, a past goes David Slay. The championship leader is keeping Vic Covey within his sights here. Well, it all went off there. That was very much touring car style racing, and it's Vic Covey Jr. who it looks like he's going to join Slay if things stay the way they are on 5 wins this year. It has been such a competitive championship between the 4 drivers that are there, the top 4 drivers. Up across the line they go once again, and Vic Covey Jr.'s got the lead. This is superb stuff for him. Now, he's been trading fastest laps with David Slay, and Slay's got the best lap of the race so far in 2nd position. And Slay, who was sat back in 4th place earlier on, here's the battle for 6th place. Hamish Brandon coming under a bit of pressure here from Murray Muir. We'll see what Murray can do. Brandon, who's up in the top 4 in qualifying, the wet qualifying and wet first race. Pretty good defensive line for him. Bounces over the curbs and defending well at the moment from Muir. Adam Leach, who you might remember was challenging for lead position at the Kirkiston round, and Adam's just started a new job. Hope that's going well for him. That was at the start of the week, and I wonder if he's told his employers yet that he's involved in motor racing. He was telling me that he had because he's working for a logistics company, that he did have to undergo a driving test, but he wasn't going to tell them about the motor racing until he completed that test satisfactorily. So I hope he has told them about it, and maybe dragged a few of them along to watch him race, as Murray Muir still puts the pressure on Hamish Brandon. Out of the hairpin they go once again. Down behind them, Adam Leach at the moment still fending off the attentions of James Bruce. Kenny McLeod there in the white car with the gold trim, running in 10th place, but Vic Covey Jr. is onto his last lap. And, well, in race 1 it was Chris Smiley for the lead, being put under pressure from Vic Covey. This time it's Covey, and there is David Slay, the championship leader, putting big pressure on him on the last lap. Let's see whether Slay can make a move. Well, this is a great view from Vic Covey Jr., who's absolutely inch perfect through the chicane, doesn't go wide out of the chicane as we see so many drivers do, and you can see using the dry line to good effect here. Up to Carloop corner, here comes Slay, has a little bit of a look, a little tap. Hello fella, he says, as they come now onto his lots for the last time. Powering down the dry line again, a lot drier here than it is on other parts of the circuit, and again Covey goes to the inside, he's got that covered. Slay's not going to be able to go for a lunge up the inside. The battle-scarred Chris Smiley, oh is he? Yes he is! Well, curse of the commentator, I said there was no line there, but Slay goes through and he's got his nose in front. David Slay, but there's more power from Covey. Covey powers up in the inside, side by side, and it's going to be the timing screen. Covey's got it, his arm out of the window and salutes the win. What a fantastic race, what a great finish, and absolutely typical of this wonderful championship. A superb race. Covey gets it by 0.08 of a second from David Slay, and he didn't even have 2 hands on the wheel as he crossed the line. Superb action. So that was the battle for the championship. That is very much what it is all about. We've got dirt all over the circuit, as you can see there, but Covey Jr. wraps up his 5th win of the season. Covey takes the win. Slay second, and fastest lap for David. Then Chris Smiley in third. Another podium for the amiable Ulsterman from Tim Slay. Kyle Reid 5th and Murray Muir 6th. Then it was Hamish Brandon ahead of Adam Leach. James Bruce in 9th. Kenny McLeod 10th from Guy Johnston. Elaine Marshall taking her 2nd ladies win of the weekend. Steve Brewster back on circuit. He was 13th from Nicky Dixon. Adrian Hamilton 15th from Louise Flitter. Then Mikey Faulkner and Emma Bruce in 18th. 19th was Fiona Wallace, and 20th Steph McMurdo.
Vic, congratulations, what a win. Oh my goodness, that looked like it was going to be mental going into Duffus.
And it was. It kind of lived up to its reputation. No, I didn't get the best of starts. I actually didn't get a bad start, and Tim got around the outside, and I kind of thought about giving him the elbow, but if I did, he was having a sore one, so I'm not that kind of person, so I'm not going to do that. And then I let him through, and then it was a case of reeling them in. I was always watching what Dave was doing in my mirror. I didn't think he'd have any rash goes, and he didn't. I managed to catch them back up. Tim went to the left, I went to the right, and from about the bridge, I decided I was coming out the bottom of Duffus first. Unfortunately, I think Tim had made the same decision from the outside, and two of us arrived at the same place at the same time, followed by big slides down the hill. But it was great fun. Cracking, the two of us saved it. And
it did look like a fantastic race to be involved in. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. David, congratulations on second place there, but oh my word, we were watching that and it looked like an accident waiting to happen going over into Duffus.
That was incredible, yeah. This has been a long time since I've seen three cars actually entering that corner at the same time. Tim managed to get the past Smiley there, and just, I just couldn't believe Vic actually managed to move himself cheekily right on the inside of the pair of them, and thought, what is going to happen here? This could end in disaster. Tim had a great save, left in, right, and managed to just about collect it up, but obviously we're on the grass, pushed off, managed to rejoin, but not the best for him there. Sat back, watched the rest of it, managed to catch back up on top of Vic there, and got the last chance there at the hairpin there to try and make my move, but it just wasn't enough. Kept everyone interested, I think, but just he managed to outdrag me by that smallest margin, but great race, really enjoyed it.
Absolutely mega race for everyone to watch, and you're going to be starting off 7th, I think, for the next race?
That's right, yeah. Good fun. We always really like this, so anything can happen, we'll wait and see.
Good luck.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Hi there, I'm Tom Natcher, and this is Greg Kramer. We're called the old bastards of racing in many circles. I guess we met back in the late 1980s.
Easy. It had to be at least that far back. Glory day of some racing, too.
Oh, absolutely. Trans Am was a part of the picture, and actually I learned to do pro announcing from this man around the Trans Am Championship. Oh, that is a long time ago.
A very long time ago, but I'll tell you what, you take a look at Trans Am racing in the early 90s in particular, the names that were running at that time. But the other side of the story was World Challenge was really starting to come alive at that point. And the names in that, there were sometimes you'd look at the two rosters and go, I'm not sure which one is the most talent. Some amazing stuff from those decades past, and of course, a lot of those drivers also doubling up, running amateur racing in the runoffs, and it was spectacular stuff.
Now, GoRacingTV has got all of that action, Trans Am World Challenge, and even some runoff material, all coming up over the next season. That's going to be something to watch.
I know, to be able to relive those 2 decades of motorsports from the Sports Car Club of America's Pro Racing Department, Trans Am World Challenge, and then you include the National Amateur Championships, the runoff, the intense battles that unfolded there. It simply doesn't get any better than that, and it lives again right here on GoRacingTV.com.
Because I need to spend more time in front of my computer.
Grid then for race 3 here in our penultimate meeting of the season. Adam Leach draws pole position with Hamish Brandon alongside. Then it's Murray Muir and Kyle Reid on row 2. Tim Slay and Chris Smiley on the 3rd row of the grid. Row 4, David Slay and Vic Covey Jr. Then it's James Bruce and Kenny McLeod. Guy Johnston and ladies pole sitter Elaine Marshall, who lines up in 12th position. 13th is Steve Brewster. Then it's Nicky Dixon alongside him. Adrian Hamilton and Louise Flitton on row 16, the penultimate row of the grid, with Mikey Faulkner and Emma Bruce. The last row of the grid completed by Fiona Wallace and Steph McMurdo. Once again, Tom Denham unable to make the start. So obviously looking forward to Tom coming back and having another go at the last meeting of the season. But this is the reverse grid race, the championship format. I tell you what, it's dark skies, isn't it, over the back there? There is a little bit of blue sky and sunshine over the other side of the circuit, which you'll see when the cars go round. But British Touring Car format, reverse grid. So the grid based on the result of race 2, but the winner picks a number and that determines where he starts for race 3. And there is the man who won race 2. The Pallet Force logo on the back of Vic Covey Jr.'s car starts on 8th position on the grid, with the man who was second in the previous race, David Slay, the championship leader. Alongside him, starting in 7th position. There's the blue sky I was talking about, so hopefully we're going to be in for a dry race here. And away they go. Hamish Brandon in second, Adam Leach. Great start from third on the grid from Kyle Reid on the outside, right of shot. 4th position is Murray Muir, and we're on board with Vic Covey Jr. going down into Duffer's Dip for the first time. Neat turning from Covey in 8th place, but no, he's over the grass. That's going to have damaged the car. He rejoins just in front of Elaine Marshall. So problems there for Vic Covey Jr. That's going to drop him. That's going to mean a little bit of extra work for Covey. Now, normally, I guess we would say that the top 4 runners would be able to get up to the front of the grid, but that's going to be very, very hard work for Covey. These cars very evenly matched. It ain't easy to pass in these cars around Knockhill. And a great start by Adam Leach. Little moment off on the grass there for Guy Johnston. I think that's going to drop him down the order as Adam Leach leads. 2nd position is Hamish Brandon. 3rd position, Murray Muir. So Murray Muir challenging. Then it's Tim Slay up the inside. Slay's had a rocket ship of a start. He's up into 4th place. So Tim Slay challenging Murray Muir at the moment for 3rd position. Slay with his head down. Now, which way is he going to go? Money tends to say, I think we're going to go to the right, but Murray Muir gets that line covered, and Slay at the moment is receiving the attentions of Kyle Reid round the outside. Chris Smiley's it's Chris Smiley, isn't it, that's being challenged by Kyle Reid. Those two side by side into Scotsman. David Slay down behind them, and then 3 or 4 cars. In fact, I tell you what, Vic Covey Jr. has made a good recovery from that moment down at Duffers the first time, and he's got to try and deal with James Bruce, who's behind him. The race leader's heading up towards Garloop though. Adam Leach still there. Hamish Brandon in 2nd position. Scrap on for 3rd, and up the inside goes Tim Slay, who muscles his way through. Murray Muir gets forced onto the dirt. That's going to mean more momentum for Tim Slay. Surely he's up into 3rd position now. Let's have a quick look and see. Yes, it does pan out for him, and following through, look at that, Kyle Reid comes through as well. Murray Muir drops a couple of positions. David Slay in the red 3 car is going to go up the inside as well. Chris Smiley trying to deal with Kyle Reid, and he makes up a position. Kyle Reid about to be passed, well, by Murray Muir and David Slay in front of him. Then it's James Bruce followed by Vic Covey Jr. Up across the line they go again. Cracking stuff, these reverse grid races. Really, I'm not sure whether I like these better than the straight ones. A little bit of contact there on Kyle Reid from Murray Muir, was it? And Kyle Reid held on to it really well. Tight line into Scotsman. I love the format, really, I've got to say, of all of the racing here. It's great to see the big guns, the fast guns sort themselves out from the front, but equally it's great to see them working their way through the field in the reverse grid racing. This championship really does have something for everybody. Hamish Brandon running in 2nd place, Tim Slay 3rd, Chris Smiley is there in 4th place, hoping to make it. Oh, and off goes David Slay, very, very wide and ragged as they went through Carloop that time. Now the back of that group, back of shot, you can see the blue car there of 19, Steve Brewster, out in the spare car now. Saw him have those problems in the yellow car in the start of race 1 as we go on board with Tim Slay challenging for 2nd place. The doors open, he's through on the inside of Hamish Brandon as he climbs up the hill over the apex now, down the other side into Duffers Dip, and Tim Slay is into 2nd position. Slay must fancy his chances of a win here, because, well, Adam Leach has never won a Scottish Mini Cooper Cup race, and he's leading this one and doing a fine job as we go back and look at Guy Johnston in car 24 down the inside of Nicky Dixon, race newcomer at our last round. Nicky Dixon acquitting himself well there ahead of Elaine Marshall. Here we go then, 1 lap to go, and is Adam Leach going to hang on to his first win? He's got the lead position, but here comes Tim Slay. Tim Slay wants the win as well. Well, Adam Leach is driven absolutely superbly here, and there's no way you can say, if he takes the flag here, there's no way you can say this is a gifted win, even though it's a reverse grid. This young man has really adapted to this motor racing superbly, and he's got the bunch behind him, three of the 4 big guns in the Scottish Championship right behind him and all over him and putting him under immense pressure. Now up to Carloop. Slay looks down the inside, but he's mindful of Chris Smiley and his brother David behind him. Through Carloop corner for the last time they go. Onto his lots. Adam Leach is still hanging on to this one. Leach still leads. Now where's he going to place the car as they come down into the hairpin for the last time? He's not going overly defensive. Is there going to be room on the inside? No, there isn't, and Tim Slay can't do anything about it. Slay here, is he going to try and get an inside line up the hill? I think Leach is going to hang on. The battle now is on for third place, but here is the checkered flag, and Adam Leach is a first-time winner, and the crowd on the pit wall absolutely delighted with that. The battle for fourth position is coming up now. Fifth position, Kyle Reid, Vic Covey Jr., Stephen Brewster, Hamish Brandon from Murray Muir, James Bruce. Then, let me see, Kenny McLeod going through, Nikki Dixon. Elaine Marshall comes through in 14th position, winning the ladies again. Adrian Hamilton, Louise Flitton, Emma Bruce, Mikey Falconer. And what a superb race and a career first for Adam Leach. Well, he celebrated starting his new job at the start of the week and winds up at the end of the week taking his first win in the Celtic Speed Scottish Mini Cooper Cup. An absolutely superb result for him, and the championship as a whole, of course, still very much alive as we look towards our last meeting of the season. Here's the result. Adam Leach the winner, Tim Slay in second from Chris Smiley, David Slay fourth from Kyle Reid, and Vic Covey Jr. recovering from that moment on lap 1 to take 6. 7th place, Steve Brewster. 8th place was Hamish Brandon from Murray Muir. Then James Bruce in 10th. Kenny McLeod 11th. And Nicky Dixon up into the top 12 in his second meeting. Great performance from him. Guy Johnston 13th from Elaine Marshall. A hat-trick of ladies' wins for her. Adrian Hamilton next from Louise Flitton. Emma Bruce and Mikey Falconer in 18th. 19th, Fiona Wallace. And 20th, Steph McMurdo. Championship overall looks like this. Slay with a 20-point lead. David Slay, I should say, 20 points over Vic Covey Jr. with Tim in third place and Chris Smiley now just 1 point behind. Adam Leach up to fifth and Hamish Brandon in sixth. In the newcomers, Tim Slay clear from Adam Leach. Then it's Kyle Reid of Murray Muir, Mikey Falconer fifth and Steve Clark in sixth place. In the ladies, Fiona Wallace still top of the stack there from Elaine Marshall in second, Emma Bruce third and Steph McMurdo in fourth. Louise Flitton is fifth and Gemma Dreelan in sixth.
Now, I'm here with the winners from the final race of the Celtic Speed Scottish Mini Cooper Cup. And congratulations to you. Well done. That went exactly according to plan, didn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty much as I wanted to do it at the start. I just held Hamish behind me for the first lap and got a bit of a gap. And then the last 2 laps I was just driving looking in my mirrors, to be honest, because he was catching me, but I managed to hold on. So.
I'm not surprised. Tim was putting you under some pressure there.
Yeah, I know, especially in the last lap, right up the hairpin, and then a few times in the Clarks as well. He was having little looks, and I was like, just go away, please.
I know, you're just desperate for that checkered flag to come out.
Yeah, I saw the last lap board, and it was the longest lap I've ever done. So.
Well, congratulations. What a great way to finish the day. And Tim, imagine you being back on the podium again. Long time no see.
That's what it's like. I just fought hard for it all day. Just been pipped at the post every time sort of thing, you know, but to get up in the podium is fantastic. Okay, I would have preferred the top step, but I'm certainly going to take the second top step.
Well, you must have thought you could put a wee bit more pressure on him, seeing him looking in the mirrors all the time.
I mean, to be fair to Adam, he drove a fantastic race, you know, he gapped everybody at the start right away, and obviously just tried to sort of recover what he'd sort of made in the opening laps, but he put a sensible head on, tried to throw him a couple of dummies, but he bit a wee bit, but not enough for me to make any drastic challenge. If I'd gone for what I thought might have been there would have been an accident. I wasn't prepared to do that.
Well, congratulations. Good to see you back on the podium.
Thank you.
And you have had an extremely good day.
Yeah.
3 podiums.
I think it's one of the best days we've had this year, apart from Kyrgyzstan, because no, we got a good start and we all got away. Just had to battle our way through all the slower cars of what it is. But no, I worked along with Tim. I didn't throw it up the inside of him, because if I threw it up the inside of him, whatever chance we had of catching the leaders, it was gone. So. No, I'm happy enough for that.
Yeah, good points haul for you today.
I think it's the first time I've ever been to the podium 3 times during the day, so it's pretty good.
Congratulations.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. Now I'm here with Fiona Wallace, winner of the Ladies' Cup with the purple-haired gang here. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I was a bit of a surprise coming into the pit lane, seeing all these guys with pink hair. I was like, who's that? I was like, oh, it's the mechanics.
It's your fan club?
Yeah, my fan club.
So talk us through your race. All went according to plan?
Not really, no. I got an okay-ish start, but I managed to get past a few cars, and then after that, it was just Mikey Faulkner got past me, and then he's like, go. And I was like, I can't keep up with you in the straight, so just toddled around on my own.
Well, you can get the car fixed for next time, and the pressure's off now, having you won the Ladies' Cup, so you can just enjoy yourself.
Yeah, I can just go out and have a good ding-dong with all the guys, as Tim Slay would say. So.
Well, I suppose there'll be a few drinks tonight for congratulatory reasons.
Yes, a few glass of champagne, I think so, on call.
Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.